All right, so the harvest is done. I got a mess to clean up out there, and I'm moving product, moving corn. It's all going to go because there's no need to save it. There's not enough movement in the markets to warrant storing it, and I got bills to pay, so that's how it's going to work. So we're here at the Chandler equipment spreader. This is a 16-foot spreader. I bought this a couple of years ago. It's a 16-footer. I paid $24,000, $23,900 for it. He would not budge, so that was that. Anyway, I have had all kinds of problems over the years that I've owned it with rims and axles and tires, and I'm going to take a walk outside here. I'm sure a few of you, if you've been watching for any length of time, remember when these axles broke. And it is a litter slash lime spreader. This happened all on crossing one ditch. That spindle got knocked out, and that spindle got broke off of there. I'm sure the hub is around here someplace. Tires and rims were fine. These are only like 7,000 pound ones, whereas those are 12s. Yeah, 12s. So what's happening now, which I knew was starting to happen, I knew it was starting to happen, and we're preventing it from happening any worse, is that you can see those cracks. Hopefully you can see them. They're cracking out at the holes. So these rims are not heavy enough. They're 3/8 of an inch dish. So I went to a rim place. The heck's the name of it? Down in Lancaster. And on the other side of M&M Weaver's place. This is the same rim, but I bought these rings to go on the outside of those to take all that stress away. Now, they may break off here now. I don't know. We will find out sooner or later. I did find, Dad found this online. I got Grant working here, so. Dad found this online, which is great, but that's only like a 5/16 of an inch thick, and you're supposed to weld that in to the rim, tapered on one side, flat on the other. Personally, I like the flat side over the tapered side because these are hub centering rims, so we really don't need those. And these are much thicker. The new ones are much thicker. These are 3/8. I think these are 1/2 inch. These rings are. I painted them. Well, I didn't paint this one. Grant or Tim did. And we're just gonna up just to see here more. One more click and we'll have it. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So Grant welded them up. I did not. I figured I already know how to weld, and he needed plenty of practice. So your root weld was a 70-18, correct?
Yeah.
And then a 60-11 around over the top to cap it. So that should be fine. I know there's conflicting. People get conflicted over that. They go the opposite, but I don't know. I don't care how it gets on as long as the fucking thing works, right? So, and that's just the way that works. So we're just putting these on like this. We're not going to over tighten them or anything, for the simple reason is we don't have long enough lug nuts or lug bolts. The lug bolts, or the studs, don't cover deep enough. They're only about half the thread. So right now as we speak, Timothy is down at the local auto parts store, and what he's doing is he's ordering the right size lug bolt. I had a regular fine threaded bolt that went through the backside to see if it would get close. Not quite long enough, so that's only a 1/2 inch longer. We're going to get those an inch longer so that the studs actually come out, and we will be able to tighten them up tight enough. I really like this spreader. It's not a fertilizer spreader. It is a lime litter spreader, and we're getting ready to spread lime and that black fertilizer, that black fertilizer. Oh yeah, and that should work out pretty good. But we're just putting those on for now till I can get those. If Timothy can come up with 32 of them, then we're good to go. I'll knock them all out of there, and we'll put the new ones in, and life will be good. But there's a couple things that need to be done to this spreader. Like what I can see, there's a string that's down in there that got wrapped around this plate that needs to come out. So that's got to happen. And yeah, and I'm gonna have to start hauling in lime and litter, if that's what we're gonna do. Got a lot of acres to get over, and we're just gonna get it all. We're gonna get a jump start on next year so that it gets where it needs to be. I'm gonna be putting this black fertilizer on hay because that's what we're gonna do. All right, since my SD card was full, what we're doing is we're pulling the spinners off. I've got one off. I did it wrong. We're doing it right now. Grant's gonna pop that off. Is it moving? A little at a time. You don't want to do much because it'll cause you an ass ache of biblical proportions. Yeah, it's coming up. You're good. All right, so what we're doing is when you're scooping off the ground, even though it was lime, there's strings, because I had put the string. I didn't put the string. I put the pile where there was hay. So what this is, it looks like it's like a protective collar. That is not a protective collar. That is actually melted baling twine that melted onto the hub. So you got to take that off, because what'll happen is it'll take out your seals. Now I took it off of the spinner. I took the spinner off first and realized my mistake, because that sucked. It was not easy to get it up and off of there. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is, what'll happen is you can see that dirt seal that's in there. That string will take that dirt seal right out, and then you got problems. No, pinch it underneath if you can. Not there. You're gonna screw up those threads on them bolts. Stop. Take the bolts out. Take the bolts out. Now, take the bolts out. Yeah. You want to be Roscoe Ramjet, what are you going to do? You're going to find bolts that have threads all the way to the end like that? Because you won't. They're grade 12 or grade 8s. Anyway. Dealing with the circus around here. Go ahead, Tim. Pop them off of there. Get those off. And I'm going to get some... There. This is going to be the problem. This will just ruin your day. These pumps or these motors are not cheap at all. And the rebuild kits are about $100 a piece, and if you can put them together yourself. But usually it takes the shaft out. Let's see if you can get I'll get a poker or something on that. So what happens with those? They're like $100 a piece for those. What do they call them? Gyrotors or girotors is what he calls them. I thought they would be completely opposite. No. Take it off. All right. 1, 2, and 3 should be for me. Do that yourself a little more clearance with the end of that thing so that it stays up off the bottom of that thing a little bit. They do settle down. Careful. And you don't have to be so, if you got to be brutal to it, you're doing something wrong. No, I had to split. Once you get it started into those. Oh shit! What? That key can't come out. What are you talking about? It's right there.
I know that, but it slid out.
No.
Yes.
Your head slid out. You just ain't put it on straight yet. Come on. Your head makes a better door than the window. Ah, you fucked something up. Well, then take it back off again. Yeah, it did. Well, no, you don't have to do that. Just get a punch and punch it back in. There you go. Go give me a punch. You want me to show you? Oh, you want me to hold your hand, Tim? I'll show you. It's okay. Don't worry, Tim. It'll be all right. You're going to get to that? Well, you could fuck up a wet dream. Ay, ay, ay. Look at that. What are we going to do now? Just tap it in. Gently. Gently. Ah! So now, if you listen to what I said, make sure that you give yourself a little more lift on it. So put those bolts in there. I don't want it to be sucked down there too far, because what it'll do is it'll start dragging in the bottom here. Other bolts. Where did they go? Oh, you got them there. Wrong one. Wrong one. There you go. Oh, I'm not even pointing this camera at you. I'm looking at Tim's belly, saying wrong one. What do you do again? No. Oh, Subway. Did you eat Jared? No, he ended up in jail.
Who?
Jared, the Subway guy. Freaking pedophile, that guy. Yeah, lose weight like me. Go diddle little kids. There, let me get off of this. Let's get this thing. I will attack that. Pick up on it, because it's going down too far. Alright, I think it can go down. Alright. So no, it can get tapped back down a little bit, I think. No? Up more. Something of that. I don't want to go too high. Oh yeah, no, that's good. You don't want it too low, you don't want it too high.
You're good.
Well, especially when it's frozen, what it'll do is it'll build up some frozen shit under there. It'll build up frozen shit under there, and then you got a problem. You can't get nothing under it. But you don't want it too high that it hits these panels either. Alright.
Did you see the reflectors I put on?
Why did you put those on there?
So people can actually see.
People don't see this.
Well,
People are stupid. I've driven around New Jersey long enough to know that people here are more interested in what's on their telephone than they are on what they're driving into. They see a tractor, they think, this guy's going to make me late to my dentist appointment. And, they don't give a damn, and then they race around you, and the next thing you know, they're all messed up in the ditch because they're too stupid to figure that out. Now get that cutting wheel off and cut the tip of that sucker off. Mr. Tim should be over there. Go Tim, go Tim, go Tim. All right, so it's the end of the season. We're cleaning this mess up. Too Tall Tim is getting, look at that butt crack. I mean, that's like a bear-sized butt crack right there. I think he just broke the camera. Anyway, I dropped the pans. Obviously, there's no roof over this anymore. I'm glad I didn't put a roof over it. because if I put a roof over top of it, it would have I would have not been able to put my load auger up there. It just wouldn't have had the room. So still in the works of doing it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I might put pillars in there or something, because Dad came on and busted that one off because we put the motor up there. What the? So my camera crapped out. You don't get to see the rest of it. Anyways, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Glad the old year is gone. Hopefully better things happen in 2024 than they did in 2023. I wish you all the best. And yeah, I'll see you in a few days maybe. My camera died. So I got another camera. And I'm hoping that this camera works better than the last one. It just shits out. And that's that. But whatever. That was 2023 when it did that. Because I didn't film anything yesterday. Yeah. So the end of 2023 ended on a crappy note. But whatever. Still got my family.